Hi, this is Adam Sutton from Sutton Business Velocity. I think it's great that you're following along with this series. The Total Rewards Expert challenges ChatGPT's persona of a Total Rewards expert. We've evaluated two blogs thus far. The first one scored out at an 8.1, second one scored out at an 8.3. Yes, I'm thoroughly embarrassed by it. We don't need to talk too much about all that. But one thing to note, because we're trying to be scientific about this, is that the technical prowess component of it definitely was a drawdown in both of those scores. I think the other ones were a bit more reflective of, maybe an honest evaluation in the sort of mid 8 point something to nine, which was I think a bit more of the average. I haven't gone into too much detail in those blogs. I'm really trying to make sure I have content to use this as a great launching pad for some of this content related to AI in the HR and total rewards field. So hopefully you'll continue following along. The next series, series two, is going to have the total rewards expert complete some statements, and then I'm going to bring up various different AI tools. We're going to start with Claude, with Gemini, with Copilot, with Grok, and even ChatGPT as well, the same persona we've created here, and we're going to ask those personas to evaluate the same statement. So those personas will be created with the same exact words, and it'll be evaluating exactly the same statements. And what we're going to look at is what the output is of each one of those statements, or the evaluation of those statements, and what those scores are. Again, we're going to ask for some scoring. I created a new scoring process, and we'll ask for the score of each one of those and get a better sense of what the reasoning is behind those scores that each one of those AI tools can provide. So I think it's going to be great. A lot of you have installed different AI tools in your companies, and you're asking your employees and your teams to use those tools. But are you really understanding what the answers those tools are giving to your employees, or even to yourself when you ask the questions? So let's dig into that a little bit further. We'll explore that in series two. In the meantime, I encourage you to visit my website, suttonbusinessvelocity.com. This is the same shameless plug that I will give my website. Here you'll be able to find the services. Click the View Services button to learn more. Click the About button, because I think it's great if you start to get a sense of who I am. Here I am saying I'm a total rewards expert with 25 years of experience. Click the button and learn what that is. What is that 25 years of experience? And how does that relate to you? I work for some amazing companies, some of the top 50, 100 companies. I've worked for some of the best leaders that there are in the industry. I've had some of the best partners and analysts that work with and for me over the past several years. So this is a great opportunity to, get a sense to learn who I am, why I'm coming to the table with this experience. And if you do know me, if you're somebody that's worked with me in the past or know me, reach out to me, Adam at suttonbusinessvelocity.com. I'd love to reconnect with you. It'd be great to do that. But here you'll also find the blogs that we've been referring to. The third blog is here on the left. And what we'll do is we'll flip over to ChatGPT, which is where that blog has been posted. And you can see it here, and we'll reveal the answer. So, all right, we're in my wheelhouse. Private company equity is where a lot of total rewards expert accidentally expose themselves. Let's see how this one holds up under 25 years, seen too much, slightly cynical total rewards lens. So interesting that it's discussing the fact that it's private equity. It's starting to figure out, I think, that this was a little bit more technically guided. So I wonder whether that score is impacted by it. First check, this is clean, accessible, and responsibly scoped, which is exactly what it claims to be. It's not an overreach, not giving bad advice, and it does avoid landmines. It's very conservative, and it stops just short of expertise. So I don't disagree with any of that. These are not college thesis level um, blogs. I'm hoping when you're reading those, you're thinking the same thing. It's just surface level, and it begins the discussion. Hopefully, you sense that I'm trying to get you to start the discussion with me at Sutton Business Velocity, potentially working with you and your companies to help solve some of those total rewards issues that you might be coming up with. And a lot of these come out in some of these blogs. So here, section by section, is the breakdown. I encourage you to read through all of that. Again, the idea here is for you to read the blog in advance and then see what the score comes out to be. we want to do this together and figure out, are you feeling that your assessment of what the AI tool would say is giving you an honest evaluation? So I think we caught it early on. Technical prowess was definitely lifted to an 8. So it understood that it started to dig into some more um, context around private equity. So that was called out. It's a bit more complex, when you're talking about doing total reward solutions. In this case, working through some situations. So I think the technical prowess started to come out here. Interesting that leadership and inspiration fell on it. I think, as you dig into more technical work, you're probably going to find that there are less people impacted by it, or at least, your ability to be able to inspire others to, it becomes more and more difficult. So I'm wondering if that's going to start to seesaw as we move along here in our experiment. The 8.4 out of 10 is an improvement. I started with an 8.1 on the first blog. We moved into an 8.3 on the second blog. We're at an 8.4 in the third blog. I think it's a fair assessment. Honestly, I am pretty embarrassed. Um, I don't want anything to be in an 8 starting number. I would be acceptable anything with a 9 starting number. So, in all fairness, I wasn't able to correct or improve upon things based on its feedback. You saw the blogs were here before we even started this. So here you are with a great sort of grounding into how ChatGPT's persona perceives a blog, and you can see, hopefully, my interpretation is it scored me a bit harsh. I think the content itself is probably closer to a 9.0. It continued to score me in the low eights. This technical prowess, I think, was a direct result of it not understanding what I meant when I said, don't treat this as college thesis level material. I don't think it really understands that. So again, we're exploring how AI operates in 2 dimensions and how it lacks the ability to operate in 4 dimensions. I think that 4 dimensions is your ability to interpret what that means. College thesis level work digs into a lot of the research, a lot of the examples. You have to provide more technical prowess in that kind of an assignment. I think it missed that, and that came out here, which is something we'll explore further. I think fourth dimensional thinking is going to be something that comes out in some of this. I've already moved on into series 2 and started to figure some things out as I've been doing my research. So I hope you'll join along. It should be interesting and fun, and it'll probably embarrass me a bit more because, again, we are evaluating everything that I'm writing. So we'll have to kind of see where this goes, but I'm keeping my hard shell on, and I'm willing to take it in the gut. But we'll do this for science or for whatever we're doing this for. But it'll be fun that we're doing it together. So hopefully you'll join along, subscribe, and get notified of these upcoming videos. I'll try to keep them short, maybe in this like 5 to 10 minute space, depending on the circumstances. And I'll also improve on my website so that you'll be able to get more of the content right in there. But in the meantime, you'll have YouTube as a place to go to find my content. So visit SuttonBusinessVelocity.com to learn more about my company. Thanks so much.